Hey guys, this is HELLHADES. It's going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So let's get this dragon run moving, and then we are going to get into a couple of things actually. So this is going to be the draw for my giveaway. I put out a giveaway video, I don't know, maybe like Saturday, so a few days ago, and yeah, managed to, well, we got the opportunity for 5 people to win some prizes, so I'll go into that shortly. Before we did that, I just put out a note yesterday on the community chat. So this is going to be basically like a Ask HELLHADES anything, and I will try and answer you as honestly as I can. I'm going to do that first, and then the giveaway is going to be at the end of this video. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. It's just going to be a bit of fun. What I really wanted was just to kind of allow people to see perhaps a different side to me, or just to get a better feel for some of the things that I do outside of Raid. So this is what I posted up in the community chat. So yeah, basically ask me anything, Raid, other games, my personal life, anything you want which isn't illegal, and I'll try and answer your questions in this video. So what I'm going to do, I'm literally just going to run through the comments. We're probably going to get a number of duplicates. I thank everybody that's put a bit of time to actually just ask me something here. As I say, I'm going to bounce through quite a lot of them. There's some stuff which I might decide just to do a complete video on if it's interesting enough, or if there's enough kind of depth to it. But otherwise, I'm just going to be bouncing through different bits and pieces here. So let's get into it. Ryan Howdle, what's your process for re-gearing? Do you use a spreadsheet? Do you completely wipe heroes, etc.? Actually, what I do is when I'm doing my re-gears, I generally have got quite a good thing in mind in terms of what I'm trying to achieve, and then I will go on the hunt through my champion pool and just try and find the necessary pieces to be able to do that. So for instance, I know that very shortly I'm going to be doing a rework on my my clan boss team. I want to put some of the team in stalwart gear, so I've already got an idea of what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to do stalwart gear, I'm looking to do more crit rate, more crit damage within my clan boss team to push the numbers up. So no, I don't use spreadsheets, and I don't completely wipe all of my heroes' gear, but I do kind of have a good feeling of where my good gear is, as in where it's kind of spread between different champions. And I'm all the time kind of, if I decide to do a project like that, I'm farming a lot of something like a Fire Knight to try and get new pieces of the right gear, or a dragons, whatever the gear is, but I'm kind of farming up to try and do that. Are you bald? No, I'm not. No, I am not bald. I'm probably going to be bald in a few years. I'm not bald right now. Stu's got one up on me there. What's your thoughts on this new Sentinel girl? Apparently a passive to ignore damage at 50% activates on the furthest right personal clan boss. First I've heard about that. Don't know if that's true or not. Seems awesome for Skull Crusher. Would you put a defensive champion? So I would, if that's true, and I don't know that it is, then I would put somebody on the far right that's a defensive-based champion. Oh no, sorry, I would put someone on the far right that's not a defensive-based champion, I think, because they'd be the person that was ignoring the damage. Does her awesome kit and passive work this same way? Your thoughts on Rotus Fusion? I just want to take on the end bit here. What if you had Tyrell but not a Jareg? Not really sure what the question is actually. Are you asking which one's the best of the 3? It feels to me like Sepulture is the best of the 3 if you've got someone like a Razin to already do your decreased defense and weaken. If you haven't, then Tyrell still kind of trumps it, because you do need that decreased defense to get more damage off. But if you have got a Razin in your team, and especially if you've got a Skull Crusher in your team, she becomes the best decreased attack champion, I think, for an epic. I see here. Would you consider doing a video series where you do an account takeover with a twist, where you review the current position of a couple of accounts, tell them to focus on a few things, then when you are done, do a full takeover like normal? I kind of do that in the background, Nick. So I always have kind of one-on-one discussions going on with people that are due a takeover. We're talking about which champions should they prepare, where should they go and get different kind of bits of gear. So there's normally at least a kind of week between me saying, yeah, I'm going to do a takeover, and actually doing one. What I do is I run a list. So people that are kind of booked in for a takeover, they're on a list. I go through them in order. So yeah, I do actually do that already, Nick. We have quite a lot of conversation with most of the people. do you watch YouTube? And if so, who's your favourite YouTuber? So yeah, I'm a stickler for learning, and especially in gaming. So one of the reasons that I became good at Raid was because I just soaked up as much information as I could, both within the game, so talking to my clanmates, and outside of the game, so looking on YouTube and Reddit and all that type of stuff. So I used to watch a lot of SK Nova in my early days playing Raid, and he was really informative with his videos, quite endgame stuff as well. I used to watch quite a lot of Kizzle, Stu Gaming. I really like some of the stuff that Murder Inc.'s putting out at the moment. It's really in line with the type of thought process that I go through, so I'm enjoying some of that. And then actually, there's a lot of, there's tons of good YouTubers out there for Raid, particularly. Outside of Raid, I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I actually watch, probably quite boring really, but I watch a lot of stuff around how I could make the most of YouTube personally. So I kind of focus in on an area and I kind of really delve into it. And I watch other gaming stuff as well. So not so much YouTube, more Twitch, but I'm a big fan of League of Legends. So I do get into YouTube quite a bit. If you could create your ideal champion, what sort of abilities would you like to have on it? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. You know what? I'll come back to that one perhaps in a different video when I've had a chance to think on it properly. I think this will probably end up being a couple of videos worth of chat here. What is the best possible clan boss team if you could choose from all heroes in the game, and is it possible to play it on manual? With ideal items and stats, what would the heroes have? Yeah, so the great thing about this game is there's so many options. It's actually insane. And every time I do a takeover, you look at champions, you think, yeah, they've got insane champions. But the question is, do they actually bond well together? Now, I've seen clan boss teams that are doing over 50 million on Ultra Nightmare, and that's not with an unkillable comp. Generally, what you want to be able to get to that kind of level is pretty much champions in there like Krisk, champions like Duchess, people that can absorb the damage from the rest of your team, but also enhance the damage output that you can do. And I think to get to the best possible clan boss team, you have to go full speed. So boosting defensive stats is amazing, but it will always have a kind of diminishing returns. Defense has diminishing returns, whereas speed is completely linear. So the better gear you get, the more damage you could do with a speed comp. So yeah, there's some stuff in my server, actually, my Discord server, where we look at some of the comps that are insanely good. Raglin's in there, Krisk is in there. I think we've got Razin in there, Duchess in there. I'd have to look at it again, but there's so many different ways you could play it. It's insane, to be honest. I'm struggling beating the hardest stage of the game, round level 10, 12 dungeons. Should I work on more 60s or gear? My advice would always be, get yourself some more 6 stars. Get yourself team compositions starting to run. If you need gear when you're around this sort of level, 10 to 12, get your gear from campaign. Go into campaign, get yourself some 5-star gear, pick out the gear that you want to earn, whether it's speed, whether it's accuracy, whether it's lifesteal. Just work those dungeons for a while, get yourself some 6 stars. The game becomes a lot more fun and a lot easier when you've got a bunch of 6 stars to play around with. If someone gives me an account that says, I want you to do a takeover of my accounts, and they've only got 4 6 stars, generally, unless it's like a takeover winner, like a giveaway we're going to do in this video, generally I'll say no. It's just no. It would be wasting somebody's money to invest that money on me, for me to just do a real kind of short-term fix. Will you do a takeover for me? I was first to ask. In all seriousness, how many dedicated hours do you put into the game, not including auto battles kind of stuff? Yeah, so look, I play this game basically every day. Probably was playing the game even more than I do now before I was doing YouTube, so obviously I put a lot of time into videos and stuff and planning videos. But if I think April through to September before I started YouTube, outside of work I was basically always pressing replay on the game, like some form of gameplay was going on. That's how I progressed my account so well. I was in the game all the time. Gems went on energy. I was burning up to 60s as quick as I could. I was farming gear. I was learning about the game. So I'm in the game a lot. How much energy do you go through in an average week? So I don't do auto battling overnight. I don't even have an auto clicker at all. So I basically I don't actually use much more than the basic refreshes now in the game. Probably maybe I spend 120 gems a day on refreshes, because there's just actually, I think there's quite a lot to do in the game daily now, and I've also obviously already got a lot of 6-star champions. I generally go a bit harder on using gems and stuff to refresh when we got stuff like the fusions that are going on. So I save resources quite heavily for that, and then I absolutely go crazy and make sure that I get those good champions on the fusions. What do you recommend people entering the late game do for gear as far as silver investments, not end game? So I think if you're getting into late game, you should try and get at least your bottom 3 items up to level 16. That's where you get your real improvements. Your accessories are really important when you get into late game, and farming the right gear sets becomes important. So if you're in late game rather than end game, you still probably want speed gear, you want lifesteal gear, you want accuracy gear for anything in terms of sort of general content. If you're thinking arena, then you probably want more like accuracy or resistance gear or speed gear. If you're talking about trying to make things easier for you, then any type of crowd control gear is the best way to go. So stun gear is really good. It'll help you get through a lot of these dungeons when you're not doing stuff like you're seeing me do here. You actually need to just kind of control the waves a bit easier. So stun gear is great. Taunt gear is good as well if you've got defensive champs. So there's actually loads of good gear sets in this game. You just need a variety of champions using different things. What are your top 3 personal favourite champions in the game? So for me, Oltan's always going to have a bit of a soft spot because he is insane in the arena and he's put out some brilliant damage for me. I'm actually really loving Anifui Blood Twin as well at the moment with the right setup. So he's got to be up there. Personal favourites, I mean, I don't have him, so I've got to say Mountain King because I really want him. But even now I'm looking at this kind of Rotos coming through and he's kind of an insane similar version to Mountain King. So I really like the look of his kit. I really like the look of Sifi as well, the new champions. There's loads. I mean, there's actually tons of great champions here. Have I ever played Ark Survival? No, haven't. Perhaps I'll check it out. A lot of people are using 800 gems for the masteries. I'd say that's a really great option for anyone who's early or mid game, and if you've got the gems, because it just saves a lot of time. If you're just Minotaur grinding, then you just want to get yourself a fast team with 4 people already masteried up and just throw your 5th one in. That's what I used to do all the time. Just basically hit the replay over and over. Will Xavier do ridiculous damage? Now, a lot of people ask this about Xavier and Vizier working together. Xavier and Elenaril have both got the same skill where they blow up poisons. All it will do is it'll blow up 1 stack of poison on clan boss. So you think it should just do this insane amount of damage at the end of a clan boss fight. Xavier goes and blows up all the poison. Doesn't actually work. I don't know if it used to work and they nerfed it or it's never worked, but it's not intended to work. It doesn't work, which is a shame. So that would be quite fun, but probably be crazy overpowered as well. Are you a butt or a boobs guy? How did you trick your wife into marrying you? How long have you been married? Yeah, okay, cool. So, that's a tough one actually. Butt or boobs? Probably a boobs guy, really. I managed to get my wife pregnant, so that was a good move to trick her into marrying me nice and early. And I've got 2 girls and a son. My son's 18. I've got 2 girls who are 11 and 14. So a bit of a grown-up family now. And yeah, all good, to be fair. How did you come up with your name? So it actually goes right back to a game that I used to play, Final Fantasy. I think it's Final Fantasy 7. And there was a really cool kind of screen. It used to do like these cut screens when you did a big ability in the game. And one of the abilities was Hades. And Hades would come out. And it was just really well done. So I picked up Hades as my name ages ago. It must have been over 20 years ago, 25 years ago perhaps. And that became my kind of screen name. And then it turned out that most games I played, Hades was always taken, so it evolved into HELLHADES. Kind of merged with Hell Shock, which was quite cool. I like the visual on a character called Hell Shock, so I became HELLHADES. How long does it take you to make a video? Well, pretty much I record as I'm just literally live doing stuff. Sometimes I do a bit of re-recording, and it probably takes me all in all, depends what I'm doing really. If I'm doing a character guide and I've got 30 minutes worth of video that I put out, I probably cut back from 45 minutes. Need all the stuff that you don't see, like rendering the video and optimizing it for YouTube and stuff. Probably for a character guide, it's maybe 2 to 3 hours end to end. It's not too bad really. If you had to pick a favorite champion, I've said about that already. What made you decide to do videos on this game? And what would you do if you were in charge of Raid? Good question. So I was just really into Raid at the time, and it felt like there was a bit of a shortage of content creators, especially in the end game. Felt like I had something to offer, so I literally just thought, I'm just going to give this a go. One of the reasons, actually, this is quite funny. So one of the reasons that I decided to do videos was because I was spending money on the game, and I thought, this game is expensive and I need to stop spending. And actually I thought, if I could get myself doing videos and earn maybe £200 a month, then that could pay for the money that I wanted to spend in Raid without, feeling guilty about spending the family income. So yeah, that was one of the reasons. And it's worked out nice, actually. It's worked out nice so far. What would you do if you're in charge of Raid? I tell you, the first thing I'd do is I'd make it more free-to-play friendly. One, I would monetize by bringing out skins for the champions so that I could still find a way to earn money, but it didn't dramatically change the way of the game, and it wasn't necessary for a free-to-play player to do it. A bit like what they do in League of Legends or most games nowadays. Monetize for visuals, don't monetize for general gameplay is kind of my ethos. And then the other thing I would do is actually just get out into the industry, find out the good games of this genre and implement those bits much faster. So Void Tower is actually a good example. Arena Shop is another great example. Just get it done. If you need to employ double the amount of developers to make that happen short term, get it done, because this is easily the best game visually out there by a country mile. They've got a great champion set. They've got a really good dynamic in the game, but they let themselves down massively with content release. And they should employ some game testers that have got a better understanding of gaming. Yeah. Do you miss WoW? Yes, I do. I do and I don't. I made a conscious decision to stop playing WoW. It was basically a time sink. It was a great game. I loved the game. It was a massive time sink. I played it for probably 10 years. I was in endgame raiding. I was in a European clan called Pimp My Raid. We were #1 on the server that I played on. Played through to, I can't even remember the expansion pack now, but it was the one with the pandas, and that was when I gave up the game. Every now and again I see stuff and I think, I want to go back to it, but then I think that time's done and dusted for me. So yeah, I probably won't. Would you do account giveaways? No, got no interest in getting involved in that stuff. I think it could be quite messy. Not interested in doing that at all. No, I'm not going to go into Brexit. It's a shit show, Brexit. That's all I'm going to say. Why didn't you include Relic Pretender as Clan Boss Healer at your video? Don't know. I can't remember what I did, but I was just... Generally, there's a load of things going through my head when I'm thinking of team comps, and obviously there was some reason why I thought she probably wouldn't just quite fit well enough. Would you consider yourself an abortion clinic for flat stack gear babies? Great, that's got to be comment of the day, Trey. Well done. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Oh, dear. We're scraping the barrel, guys. It's a hot dog a sandwich. I don't know. It's in between bread. I guess it is. Then is a burger a sandwich as well? I don't know. We're getting into uncharted territory here, Jeffrey. Let's leave it at that. What do you think the perfect piece is? I guess gear piece you mean there? You'd want a crazy roll on speed or crit damage or crit rate, probably with some accuracy thrown in the mix. Raid Shadow Legends is being made into a blockbuster action film, and you've been cast as a leading man. What champion will you portray, and who will be your love interest? Great question. So I think I wouldn't be as bold as to go and be Seducer. I don't think I could pull off Seducer. I think I'd want to be someone like Blood Twin with a big sort of scythe, like demon-looking guy. Hits really hard. People are scared of me. Who would I want as my love interest? I mean, War Maiden's got to be close. Maybe that new shaman. She's looking like she needs a bit of a warm hand. I don't know. Oh dear. What's going on here? Do you think it'd be better if Sacred Shards were guaranteed to give a legendary? I don't know if they... No, not really. I think what would be better is if there was like you've pulled so many Sacreds and then you're guaranteed a legendary. So, you know, for every 5 you pull, the next one's a guaranteed legendary, something like that. You've got to remember, if you give everyone all the legendaries quickly, this game becomes boring and all of the players stop playing. So I know that everyone wants good champions. I want good champions, but there's some commercial sense with not just giving them all out. So although that's probably not what people want to hear, that's actually, there's some good reason behind not doing it. Just wanted to know why you value defense over health. It's just proven, really. So there's a diminishing returns graph that kicks around. It's pretty accurate. It used to say that you need 3,000 defense and after that go HP. That was wrong. We've done a lot of testing since then. You basically have up to 4.5k defense before HP starts becoming the preferred stat. Defense is way more effective at deflecting damage than HP is. So yeah, it's just proven. It's definitely the way to go. Just as Stalwart has proven. I don't know if you guys have seen my video where I could have just showed what Stalwart does in effect and what people like Norog do and Duchess do. You know, it's literally someone sitting there with a calculator and they divide the damage by a certain amount. So, you know, it's as easy as that to work through. When are you going to do an account takeover for me? Does that get irritating 1,000 times a day? I tell you what, I probably get 20. Let's see my DMs picking up here. I probably get 20 to 50 messages a day, just people saying, can you do my account takeover? I've got to be honest, when I first started doing account takeovers, I thought that I would do one, show people how I go about improving champions, and then people would be bored of seeing them and I wouldn't do another one again. Didn't expect for it to become what it's become in terms of the amount of people just interested in me doing theirs, which is cool. It's a testament, I guess. So yeah, does it get irritating? Maybe not irritating, it's not the right word. A lot of these account takeovers, probably, I'm not sure if you're aware, it's on my Discord. I do charge for a lot of them. It takes up a lot of my time, well over sort of 4 or 5 hours generally. So I do these free giveaways, but I do it as a charged thing as well. That way people kind of choose what they're going to do. When are you going to put the mug hooks up in the kitchen? This is Rachel, my lovely wife. Oh, I don't know, next year. I'm just going to pick a couple out now at random, just kind of running out of time here. What football team do you support? I am a Tottenham Hotspurs fan, have been since I was about 10 years old, so coming on 30 years of my life, and I am big into football. Still play football as well. I'm 40 this year, and I play football on a Sunday morning every week, and a Wednesday night. So there, I'm probably too old for it now, but I still enjoy it. If you could play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's a difficult question because I think every game has its time. I played loads of FPS games over the years. I love League of Legends because of the strategy and the kind of dynamic setup in it. Yeah, there's tons of games that I love, to be fair. Okay, so I finished the ones on this page and then I think we're getting to the giveaway. So last few here. What do you hope to achieve from YouTube? Full-time gaming or full-blown empire? Look, I'd love to do this as my full-time job. I'm probably close to that right now. Just need to kind of get a few things lined up, but feels like that could be possible, which is cool. I guess it's risky. I'm a sales director for a big food business, and I earn decent money, to be fair. So, you know, it's quite risky to give all of that up, albeit could I get another sales director job if this went Pete Tong? Probably yes. So, you know, everything's a risk, I guess. Heads Raid, hey man, hope you win this giveaway. You deserve one. Favourite raid champ, gone through. Favourite ability, for me, it's probably the Kaimar reset that we're seeing here. Favourite part of the game, I'm just totally into Clan Boss. I really enjoy it. Saying that, no, that's wrong. I love Arena. I love the competitive element of Arena. I think I would love Arena even more if it was live battles. What would be your one tip of everything to progress in Raid? One tip would be put more defense on your champions, guys. More defense. Every time I do a takeover, champions don't have enough defense, and that's generally why they're losing. 4 years have passed, 2024, and your career has turned out for the best. Your legs are all stacked. You bought a yacht or a sailboat, and now you find yourself cruising the Mediterranean. Wife on the deck, looking sexy as ever, ale in your hand. What name did you give your yacht? Oltan. My yacht's called Oltan. You're a brave soul, posting me to ask any question you want. I'm sure there'll be some good laughs. My raid question, who's a champion? We've gone through that. Now for my going for a laugh. If you woke up in the woods with a condom hanging out your ass, would you tell anyone? No, I wouldn't. Let's move on. Last couple. Talk about your WoW experiences. I'll tell you what, I'll ask a question here. So would people like to know a bit more about my previous gaming life? There's some videos kicking around about me in Counter-Strike teams. I played WoW at a high level. Play a lot of League of Legends still. Would you be interested, guys, in me doing a video just kind of dedicated to my history of gaming? That's one question. And I guess second question, because I've had a lot of people ask me just direct in DMs, do you have interest in me kind of just going through this is how I potentially earn cash in YouTube or online and kind of disclosing some of that? Is that of interest or not? Comments below, let me know. Anyway, let's get through to these last couple. I've got what's this one here? I think we've talked about this already. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So let's get into the giveaway. So what I've done, let's just have a quick look at the giveaway post. So what we do here is I put out a video which basically people need to just write a comment on. So my comment to talk here was, do you want to keep hold of Sepultura, Sentinel, or are you going for Rotos? That was the thing. So basically what I've done is I've thrown the link of this video into a random comment picker. We're going to pick 5 winners. Basically it's gems for 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd, which I'll get out to you, and then it will be a giveaway and 1,000 gems to the winner. So I've put in, let's just get this on full screen. I've put in the link here. I've filtered on duplicates, so we don't have duplicate commenters coming in. So we've got over 1,800 individual comments on this video. We're going to get 5 winners. We're going to pick 5th place first. Let's start. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Thank you, Pelarium, for putting out some gems for this. So Reynolds Stank, your comment was not going for the legendary, but might get Sepultura if I get lucky on pulls. Fair enough. I think she's awesome. There's also some awesome rares in that pick as well, by the way. Pick your way through because there's some decent stuff to get there. So 250 gems coming your way. I'll just need you to get in contact with me and get your Pelarium number. 4th place, Zach. Well done. 250 gems coming your way. 3rd place will be 500 gems. Who have we got? Good luck, guys. PM87, probably not going to fuse Rotos, but would definitely get Sepultura. She might be better than Tyrell. I think she probably is. Well done. 2nd place, first loser, 750 gems. Not so bad for a first loser. And that's going to be Jack Burner. Personally, I would rather have Rotos because I like to design more. Keep up the good work. Thank you, buddy. If you see this, get your number over to me, Jack, and we will get that sorted for you. So this is going to be the winner. The winner gets 1,000 gems and they get a free takeover from me. Good luck, guys. Let's do it. Who's it going to be? Who have we got? Rain Kickass. As a free-to-play, I won't even flatter myself with the idea of going for fusion. If I got Sepulture, I would certainly not sacrifice her. Well done, Rain. You have won the golden tickets. It's not a holiday, unfortunately, but it's 1,000 gems, and it is a free account takeover. Let's get in touch. Let's get that sorted. Thanks, everyone else, for watching the video. I've been HELLHADES. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. And catch you all in a video soon. It's HELLHADES signing out.